See, we can train our brain to be happier because neurons that fire together wire together. When I heard that phrase, it blew me away. Neurons that fire together wire together. The brain is plastic. It's capable of changing. Those little grooves you see in the little brains, when you look at a brain, those little grooves, those are your habits. Those are neural pathways that have been, when you walk down that path and walk down that path and walk down that path year after year after year and do the same thing day after day after day, you groove a pattern in your brain. It's called a habit. But we now know that we can change our habits. So you can change those neural pathways with a certain set of practices that I'm going to talk to you about. Remember that neurons that fire together wire together. So if you want to build in a new habit, you have to practice, 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 practice. I'm going to teach you 5 positivity practices today. One of the things the scientists have found out that there really is a tipping point. How much positivity do we need? And in business, I get this question all the time, you know, because business people are afraid their employees just might be too happy. Hey, ask yourself this question. What happens when you walk past 2 employees and they're laughing? What are you thinking? They're not being productive. It's exactly what you're thinking. Look at them, they're laughing. They're not being productive. They're supposed to be working on those spreadsheets. We need 3 times more positivity than negativity. Why? Because positivity is fleeting. Negativity imprints itself in the brain in a different way, in different structures. Positivity we need more of, because it doesn't stay around very long. We're not designed that way from an evolutionary perspective. Now, one of the things that the people studying this have found out is that in high-performing companies, 3 to 1 isn't enough. It's 5 to 1. 5 incidences of positive for every incidence of negative. So 5 times and more of that acknowledgement, 5 times more praise, 5 times and more goodwill, 5 times more recognition. I can hear the CEOs of my groups screaming now, because one of the discussions we have every time, why do they need so much praise? I don't need that much praise. I never needed to be. You know, people, CEOs are driven. We get up in the morning and we go to work. We don't think, should I go to work today? Should I take the day off? We don't think that way. But our employees do. If we're not providing a compelling experience for them, they don't necessarily want to be there. So we have to give them, especially the millennial generation. Do we have any millennials? We may have 1 millennial in the room. Oh, that's you. You're getting younger every day. But we really have to watch our language. Watch what we say. You can't praise too much. Well, you can praise too much. If you get to 12 to 1, you're off the charts. 5 times more questions focus on what's strong rather than what's wrong. 5 times more focus on what's right and what we want to create rather than what we don't want and what's broken. By the way, happy marriages also have 5 to 1. Dr. John Gottman and his wife have been studying happy marriages for 30 years, and they have observed that in happy marriages, there's 5 times more positivity than negativity.